And we've been fueling adventures for nearly a century.
I'm from it.
Oh,
backstage at where
it's not the most stable setup. It's been years since I went out and took photos just to take photos. And at this point, I'm wondering if I even like photography or if I just did it because it was something to do.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. I'm trying to see it. It's not a secret. Live with reason. I decree it. No degree. I couldn't G it. Still I made it work with my allegiance. Pledge my fallen souls. I had to grieve them. And when I'm at my lowest, it's when I need them. But I don't trip too much. I know they looking down.
So this weekend, me and Charlie came out to Phoenix to hang out with her family. And with that, I wanted to take the weekend to explore something that I haven't explored in a long time, which is photography. One of the reasons is, personally, I don't really know. I don't know whether I like photography or not. And so that's kind of what the weekend was about, was outside of hanging out with family. I wanted to explore photography and see if it's something that I actually enjoy, if it's something that I'm actually passionate about, because I really haven't done it just for the passion in years. Part of the plan was to take a bunch of photos in between Albuquerque and Phoenix because I just love that there's some really cool corridors of really unique landscapes. And that area already taught me a little bit about myself and photography. And it's been interesting. It's been a struggle actually for me to kind of face those things and understand them. But it's been fun. I mean, one of the things that I found out is I always feel like I'm holding people up, and it's hard for me. And maybe I feel like I'm holding myself up too, but it's hard for me to actually pull over and take the photo. Thankfully, there was an opportunity that I could not pass up on the way up here, where there were wild horses just right on the side of the road. And, you know, I flipped the car around, got out, and went and took some photos. And, you know, it was a really fun experience for me to just find those. I mean, it's just such a unique moment. And, you know, every time someone passes by horses on the side of the road, everybody looks at horsies, you know? And so I got to get out and actually experience that a little bit more raw, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. You got it all? How much it cost you? You bound to fall, them demons caught you. Back against the wall, it's you gotta talk to.
Came out to this place, the EEC, to take the dogs for a walk. It's a really cool place, and there's plants everywhere. One of the things I'm recognizing, I try and overthink every shot. I also struggle heavily to multitask between photo and video, and so I've pretty much just gotten video on this adventure, but it's been fun. I've been trying to be more forgiving about it. I was just gonna talk about how obsessed I get. I just get so upset. Like, I haven't been able to focus on anything other than like trying to take a picture or like what
I know, because my dad tried
would
to wave
compose
you down
well.
when we saw you over there, and I was like, he's looking for a shot right now. Like,
Main thing that I've noticed so far is that I get hyper obsessed with like trying to take a photo or compose a good video shot. And sometimes, like, I feel like if we're in like a nature area, it's cool because it kind of pulls me in to the nature. I'm like really looking at it. But in an area like this, we're at a market. I haven't been able to. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just looking for a photo, looking for video, and it kind of pulls me out of what's going on around me. I don't necessarily like that, but it's been fun. It's hard too because like I came here with the expressed intent of taking photos and making some videos. So I'm struggling with the balance of like interacting with what's going on and taking photos. I also don't want to buy anything. Like I don't have any money to spend. I don't want to spend any money. And so maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm not paying attention to anything else. I'm just like, might as well pay attention to the photo and video because that's what I can do right now. I don't know. I'm working really, all of this makes me very anxious. Like trying to get the right shot. I'm so obsessed with trying to get the right shot. And there's a competitiveness that I think I brought from sports to photography and videography that I don't think really belongs in the creative medium of photography and videography. And it's made it really difficult for me as a person to actually indulge in photography and videography because I'm so competitive to the point of being like really self-critical. And some of my favorite shots that I've taken so far are like really simple shots. And so I'm trying to like I've talked about already, I'm trying to just let go of the control and just take things that I see and then judge them later. There's so many more kids in Arizona than I see in Albuquerque. Maybe it's just more people, but there's way more kids and dogs and people in general, I guess. You feel better? You're getting in the pool? So during this process, I realized two things about myself. One, I get crazy obsessed when I decide that I'm gonna be focusing on photography and videography as well, but I'm constantly looking for a different perspective. I'm looking around, and because photography feels like capturing a moment that people either take for granted because they see it too often or because they've never seen it before. And so while I'm in this state of trying to take photos, I'm constantly looking for a different perspective. And then that leads to an immense sense of overwhelm because there's literally infinite options. There's different perspectives everywhere. And that's when it becomes too much because I think one of the things that I try and do is I try and be more than I am. I try and take photography to that competitive level where I'm trying to get the best photo that anyone's ever gotten, not just me. And I'm not just trying to represent where I am, what I'm doing, or who I'm with. I'm trying to make something so outside myself that it becomes unmanageable, and then I just don't want to do it. However, through this process, I realized how much I missed having a camera in my hand. One of the things that it does for me is it pushes me to go and look at places in a different way. I love architecture. I love nature, and when I have a camera with me, wow, that was very creepy. I love architecture and I love nature, and when I get to go into those places with photography, it takes me deeper in. And I think there's that sense of overwhelm and obsession that needs to be managed to some degree so that I can be present as well. But I loved the act of taking photos. I pulled off on the side of the road to take some photos on our way to Phoenix. And I got some photos of some horses that I was really excited about, and it was a lot of fun just being able to interact with them. Seeing them on the side of the road and wondering how would they react if I went up to them, and then actually going up to them and seeing how non-threatening I was to them. They had zero concern with me. They came right up to the camera. They were playing with each other. It was a really fun moment that I got to experience with these horses. And I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have the idea, or I wasn't actually going to try and take some photos. And then outside of that, I just, I got to be creative. I got to create more than I consume. And that is something that I love and want to be more, I want to do more of. And so I think, overall, photography has been like one of the staples of my life, and I feel like I've kind of given up on it in the past few years, just with everything that I've been doing, and I want to integrate it back in. And that photography along with videography, I want to integrate back into my life and make it something that rides with me through all of the things, rather than something that I do or don't do. Because I think about, having kids soon and being able to take videos and photos of them without the baggage of getting the perfect shot, getting the perfect photo, and just like enjoying the process of capturing moments that I'll never get to see again. And so that's what I want from photography and videography. I want to be able to look back and actually be excited about the things that I've done, the places that I've been, the people that I've been with, and get to reminisce on that. So, yeah, no, I think that's enough, right? It was fun, dude.
Maybe I could have loved you in another timeline. Could you have loved me too if our stars aligned?